Welcome to Ask the Pro. I'm Chris Dufay, and this is where I'm here to give you what's needed to create the online business, the money, and importantly, the freedom that you want. The Ask the Pro show has been upgraded, and it's also got a new home, which is turningproacademy.com. Now, if you go to turningproacademy.com, all the podcast episodes, video episodes, and in-depth articles are there waiting for you right now. Plus, if you go to turningproacademy.com/start here, then you can get access to the free coaching guides. So if you want to know how to double or triple your clients in just a few weeks, or if you want to know how to start and grow your online business, be sure to go to turningproacademy.com/start here to get access to it now. Welcome to the Ask the Pro. I'm Chris Dufay, and this is where I'm giving you what's needed so you can build the online and your fitness business to give you the money, the freedom, and most importantly, the life that you want to be. Now, before we go any further, I'm currently in Thailand actually doing a bit of an immersion week to finish off my next book, and the great villa that I'm staying in right now is actually right next to a kickboxing camp. So if you can hear some guys going hard at it on the pads, then I'm really sorry because they are having an awesome workout right now. I'm really going for it. But let's jump on in and do this. Now, this episode, it's you and me, as I get a lot of questions that really just come about to saying people are not too sure of what to do, or they're stuck, or they're frustrated from trying so many things, but they're really not getting about and not getting the results they want. And what this really is just coming down to is there's just a paralysis of too much information, because it's easy to be in information overload. So what this really comes down to, and what really matters, and why I wanted to record this episode for you right now, is because I want to walk you through the steps, and specifically, this is going to be 7 steps. And the whole context of this episode is how can you follow these 7 steps from today, from you listening right now, how to build a thriving business in under 90 days. That is the challenge that I am posing to you, because I know it can be done, because it is being done. Now, if you are loving the Ask the Pro show, then I want you to pay the love forward and share it out. Also, if I read your iTunes review out, then please get in contact with me, because I'm going to be giving you access into the online fitness business blueprint that is going to be saving you $200. And today, this iTunes review, that is a 5-star iTunes review, is thanks to Sully's Life, and says, love the info, love the content. I love Chris's podcast, as they are so easy to listen to, packed full of relevant and up-to-date info and honest. Sully's Life, thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words and appreciate you taking the time out. So please get in contact with me, email me, jump on the website, or even just give me a buzz on Facebook, and I will happily give you access into the fitness business blueprint. Now, to really make sure you are getting the most of this episode, what I want you to be able to do is to take the quick fitness business quiz, where you can click on over right now to Chris Dufay, that's Chris, DUFEY.com/start here. This is where you're going to be able to take the fitness business quiz. So it's going to find out where you're at right now and pair you up with the exact coaching guide that's going to show you the steps that you need to be taking. So this is really taking it one step further, and obviously complements exactly what we're going to be going through today. So don't miss out on that, because it's completely free. The coaching guide you get access to is free, and that is at chrisdufay.com/start here. Now, this episode, I'm just outlining what the 7 steps are that you need to be able to go through. I'm going to be explaining what those steps are. So this is really something where, yes, you're going to want to soak this in, but you're going to want to take notes on this. This is action-based. This is where you have to pull the trigger and start seeing the results for yourself. So the goal is, how can you go from where you are right now? Think about where you are. Think about the struggles you're having. Now, how can we build your ultimate fitness business in under 90 days and have that driving along. So before we jump into this, let's actually define the goal, because this is important. Now, I don't want to be putting words into your mouth, and I don't want this to be like a cookie cutter, because I see so many people doing it these days. They're kind of like, here's one tactic, and then all these people are just driving off and trying to follow this one tactic. No, I want you to understand the complete strategy so that we can mold this to you and your business so you get the ultimate results. And that is the biggest factor that we want to be able to start outlining here as well. And I'm sorry, my assistant just messaged me as well, so you'll probably hear a few of those as we go through with this. Now, what we need to be able to do is we need to be able to say, there are two common scenarios of what's going on right now. There is either you're running a face-to-face fitness business right now and you want to build your face-to-face business. Maybe it's you want to build and maximize what's going on with just yourself. Maybe you want to hire on other fit pros into your business. Maybe you want to then eventually open up a facility, a gym, a studio, or of such. And you want to also start building your online fitness business that can be on the side. And really, this is so it can give you more freedom and flexibility. Or you want to completely and entirely just focus on building your online fitness business right now. And so you can have the complete freedom and the impact, and obviously earning the money that you want, but really focusing on the impact and the results that you can bring about. This episode is going to be for both of these scenarios. Now, this is how it's going to work. Let's just jump straight into this. I don't want to fart around. Step number one is we need to create a content system. First, we need to be able to talk directly to the types of clients that you want to be signing on board. So even before this, we have to say, okay, what is the business model that you're going to be setting up? Is it one-on-one coaching? Is it a consulting? Is it membership sites? Is it products, programs, all the different things? We need to get some good clarity on what it is. Then you need to be able to know, who is your target client? What is that market? What is the specialty? Who are you specifically trying to attract? Then once we know those things, we can jump straight into these steps. And this first step is that content system. So how are we talking directly to those target clients, to that target market, so we're getting them interested? We're getting those people to know that you even exist in this world and what your business actually does for them. Then after we've gotten them to take notice of you and firstly really know who you are, we then need to get them quickly engaged and liking what you do, and really seeing this as you being the problem solver. They have a certain problem and you have the specific solution that is the easiest, quickest, best way for them to be able to solve that. So let's just say, for instance, your specialty is you are working with corporate males to be able to get them lean and in shape. Now, in this content, what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to understand, firstly, what are the top 3 problems that these guys are having, and how can you produce a piece of content that is going to directly talk to those problems and deliver great value so they can easily then follow it and get results from it. This is key. Straight away, we want to be helping people get results. This isn't about just trying to get people to join your Facebook group or trying to get people to opt in. No, we want to give them results straight off the bat. Then what we need to be able to do is we need to be able to break this down into content production and content distribution. So you're producing content. Let's say it's videos. Content production is, how are you actually going to be shooting your videos? How often are you going to be shooting your videos? And how can you start creating what we call an editorial calendar? So you know well ahead of time what it is you're actually producing, how you're producing it, and it's all planned out. So none of it's ad hoc, and it's a system and it's a trusted process that you know is going to be working for you. Then once you've produced this content, we need to distribute it. We need to get the eyeballs on it. So this is, how are you going to get it out into the world? Is it just posting it on YouTube? Is it posting on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn? Like, I don't care. There's so many different platforms. I'm not going to give you, say, okay, do this, this, and this, because it completely changes from health professional to health professional. So you need to think about what's your content distribution so that you can just break that really down. Once you've got your content production process down, how are you going to then distribute it? And I'll tell you what, let's do it. Let's just jump in and give you an example right now. Let's say you shoot a 10-minute video, okay? You post that onto YouTube. Now, you also put that onto your website, because that's going to help increase your website traffic as well. So your search engine optimization. Let's not even worry about the mumbo jumbo of that, but it's going to help your website. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cut that 10-minute video and we're going to cut it into a 1-minute video. That 1-minute video can now be posted on Instagram and on Facebook. And in those statuses, that when you post those videos on Instagram and Facebook, you're going to link people and drive them back to the main piece of content. So it could just be on the YouTube channel, or it could be your website with the full video, and you could even include an article there as well. So now what we're doing is we're driving people back to the main piece of content, but people are still engaging and consuming your content on other platforms. And in this example, we've used Facebook and Instagram as well. So you can see how easily, just like an extra 30 to 60 seconds work, we've suddenly got it on 2 other platforms and driving a ton more people back to what's needed for them once they can then get into it. So step number 2, I know I'm racing 100 miles an hour here, but I've got my training session coming up as well. So let's just get this done, because I don't want to fart around with it. And this is really come back, listen to it, take action, and then you're going to be able to do it. And also what I'm going to do, a part of this episode, is I'm going to be talking a lot more and actually producing a series of live streams that is going to be in the Fitness Business Success Circle. So this is the actual private Facebook group that we've got set up for all you health and fitness pros, so we can come together and each day and each week and I can answer your questions. So make sure that you do head on over to Facebook, search Fitness Business Success Circle, join the group, and I'll see you in there. But let's jump on to step number 2, and this is social media mastery. Now, there's no doubt that social media is a behemoth and that we need to be able to straddle its power so we can have the actual use of it to build your business, and most importantly, not to actually piss away and waste your time as well. So firstly, what we need to do is we need to be able to set up, again, what is the actual content that you're going to produce on social media? What are you going to do? Are you just going to randomly open up your phone, start flicking your thumb through, and then kind of write a half-assed post? No, do not do that. You need to be able to think about, how are you going to talk directly to your market, and how do you start getting them to attract to you? So they're coming to you, they're consuming your content on social media, and then you're getting them to actually go on to the next steps that you want to be able to do. This is how we can expand your reach with the content that you already have produced. So we need to set up a schedule. How often are you going to post? Is it twice a day? And what times are they going to be? And then what are you actually going to talk about? So this is something you can do easily a week ahead. Let's say every Friday you sit down, and the next week ahead you go, right, I'm going to post twice a day. What are the topics that I'm going to actually talk about? Then you can start going into some research if you need be, just to make sure that the content you are producing is good quality as well. Now, I highly recommend you choose one social media platform and you go, I'm spending nothing more than 90 days right now and I'm focusing on building just this one platform. Now, let's say, for instance, you chose Instagram. Now, you can easily post the same thing and click that one little share button and it goes onto Facebook. So yes, you can be using 2, but you're going to focus on just one platform to start off with. And this is so important. Now, when it comes to actually making this shit work for you, as in you getting the work done, it's about creating the behaviors and habits to do this. And what so many people why they fail at actually following through with this is because there's some things that are going to stand in your way. And it's going to be stuff like you're feeling scared about really putting yourself out. And that's when what you need to be able to do is have that kind of easy to follow process, so you know what you're going to be talking about, you know what you're going to be producing, you know when you're producing it, you're able to do the research that you need, you can produce the high quality work, and then you get it on out into the world. And then at the end of the day, you're just going to have to suck it up. You're going to have to put it out there. If you are a good quality trainer, if you are a good quality coach and health professional, then you need to share the expertise that you have, and that is why we're here right now. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back in a split with so much more for you. Now, I know You're listening and tuning in because you know how important your health is and how this can also catapult your business. This is why I'm very happy to say that this podcast is sponsored by My Body Blends and my favorite, the Superfood Elixir, the powerful greens drink. Now, this is designed specially to boost energy, aids detoxification, enhances the ability to burn fat, supports healthy carbohydrate metabolism, and best of all, is voted best tasting greens drink. Now, myself and the My Body Blends team are looking for ambassadors to join. So you and your clients get the health benefits plus adding in a strong income stream for you and your business. The ambassador program, which is by application only, means you get exclusive access to sell My Body Blends products like Superfood Elixir to your clients, plus giving you the special ambassador pricing and bonuses. So once you become an ambassador, you can join the other top health and fitness players that are adding thousands to their week's income. Now, there is only a limited number of ambassadors we are taking on board, as this is a tribe leading the way together. So to apply and to join, go to mybodyblends.com/ambassador or add the checkout code that is Turning Pro, all one word, when you're going to get your own Superfood Elixir to order. Plus, you're going to get free shipping and a bonus to save yourself over $250 instantly. So just use that coupon code Turning Pro in the checkout and you can save over $250 right now, all on mybodyblends.com. Now, step number 3, website profits. Now, the first thing I'm going to say with this is you don't need a website to start off with. If right now you're listening and you're like, okay, I need a website. Oh my God, it's going to cost me thousands and thousands of dollars. No. Firstly, it's not going to cost you $1,000. It can cost you a couple of hundreds to get a really good quality, high converting website. But firstly, to start off, I do not recommend you get a website to initially start off. This is not what we do with a vast majority of trainers and coaches that can come on board the mentoring that don't have a website to start off. We actually get proof of concept first. We get market penetration first. We get clients and customers signing on board first before we ever look at a website, because we want to prove everything first. Then what you need to be able to do is we need the website to do 2 things. So if you do have a website right now, great. But is it doing these 2 things? Is it driving traffic to you? Is it actually attracting people to the website? So we need to make sure that we're getting eyeballs to your website, and are they the right people? So you can quickly go into Google Analytics. You can find this stuff out. I'm not going to jump on board. You can easily type in Google Analytics into Google and you'll find out exactly how to do that. But you want to see how many people are hitting your website and what are the demographics of those, and does that suit your actual target market? Now, even more importantly is, does it convert? Does it actually get people that land on the site to do what it is that you want? Now, let's say, for instance, you don't want people to buy directly from your website, because it could be a better strategy to use your website as a relationship building tool to start off with. So initially, what steps you want them to do is you want them to be able to consume content and then take a next step, which could be join a Facebook group. It could be opt in for your lead magnet, which could be a workout, a cheat sheet, a diet, something that is of high value, that is going to start the conversation with them, that is going to start the relationship building to then taking the further steps, which then goes into our next step, which is your sales funnel. So we need to just think about this as, what are the simple set of steps? What do they need to be for you to get someone to, firstly, they've got to know you're alive and know what you do, but you've got to be able to have that like and trust factor. How are they going to see you as the person that is going to solve the solution, solve the problem with what they have, with the solution that you have? So this really starts with, why are people not buying from you now? This is a question I want you to ask yourself. This is a question I want you to answer. Why are people not buying from you? Is it that they don't trust you? Is it that they just don't see the value of what you have? Or is it that they don't even know you exist right now and you've got to go back to those top steps and we've got to make sure that you're getting actual attraction methods working? So is it that they don't trust you, or is it that they actually just don't see the value of what's going on? This is where you've got to be honest with yourself. Like, I'll just be straight up front. You've got to answer this, because if people just don't see the value, if you're getting a lot of the people saying, it's too expensive, well, they don't see the value in it. That's the thing. Somebody buys an Aston Martin for hundreds of thousands of dollars because they see the value in it. That is what you need to be able to do. Now, let's just say, for instance, a simple sales funnel that we can put in place. This is actually, I'm going to give you an example of Tyler. So Tyler is signing on $1,000 a month coaching clients, and we're doing it in just 4 steps. What he's doing is shooting videos that are engaging with his target clients. Then we're getting them to take the next step, which is joining a private Facebook group. The next step is delivering consistent value that gets them results in the group and gets them to really engage with them and gets them to see him as the absolute answer, because he is delivering exactly what they need. And then the final and 4th step in this sales funnel is he shoots a quick video that talks about who his program is for, what it solves, what the benefits are, and how to get on board. And it is done. There is no website involved with that. We are simply just using a few videos, key videos. We're using a Facebook group. We're using daily engagement, and we're using one sales video to get the job done. And that is it. So the next step after the sales funnel is, what is your client sign-on process? So with the final step from someone sees your sales offer. So it could be a sales page, it could be a sales video, it could be the conversation that you're having. So let's give a face-to-face coaching example right now. Let's say you've trained someone a couple of times. 1 to 2 sessions have gone down because you've wanted them to test everything out. Or let's just say you've sat down, you've gone through a consultation that talks them about where they're at right now, and also now you've got to go to the time and talk about what is it that they need to start doing to get them to get the results that they want. Now, this is simply just a join the dot scenario. This is firstly finding out who is the program for. So are they a fit or are they not a fit? Because if they're not a fit, then it's not right for you to continue and try to get them on board, because it's much better for you to actually refer them on to who would be a right fit for them. Then after that, and they are a right fit for your program, you need to show them, how is the program going to work? Why is it going to suit them? Why is it going to get them the results that they need? How can you show them social proof to prove that the program has worked for people in similar situations to them? And how do they sign on board? That is it. It is no harder. There is no douchebaggery. There is no sleazy salesman. It is simply a join the dots for what you need to be able to do. And the greatest thing about this is, once we have a trusted process that is your client sign-on process, you can do this day in, day out, week in, week out, and you've got a steady flow of new clients coming on board. Now, 2 big steps left that we need to be able to cover right now. This is step number 6 right now, is your client coaching system. The number one thing we need to be able to be sure of is you need to get results with your clients. You need to know how to get results with your clients, but we now need to create a system in which how you are going to get results with the clients. So when someone does sign on board with you, what happens? Do they need all the information up front? Do you drip feed them information? What information do they need? What coaching do they need? What is it that you need to be able to create ahead of time? And what is it that you can create and what you need to create custom made for them to be able to get those results? So this is where we need to be able to tick 3 boxes with your client coaching system. The first one is, does it get them the greatest results? Because that is something that we can never sacrifice. The second step is, does it minimize the time that you are creating? So let's say, for instance, we are talking about online personal training. Now, you don't want to have to spend hours and hours and hours per client with online online personal training each week because that just limits the amount of clients that you can take on board, which limits the amount of money you can charge, limits the amount of money you can earn, which limits the success that you can have. So you're already putting a cap on what's going on. Then we need to be able to make sure that your client coaching system maximizes your profits in the program that you're offering. So there's 3 steps that we need to be able to do. And this really, and this is important, have a fresh set of eyes. We need to be able to do this from scratch because so many trainers and coaches I find are simply trying to regurgitate someone else's program or a program that they've used to do themselves, but isn't actually optimal. So when we do create an optimal coaching system, you can tick those 3 boxes so easily. Now, the last step is your launch platform. So we can break this down into how do we use a fast track process, especially say, for instance, if we're just getting you started right now, how do we use, and this is what I use with so many coaches and trainers, is a reignition. So how do we use the past leads, past clients, your assets that you've got? How do we reignite them? And also, how do we use a referral campaign? So this is what we do this is what we do to get trainers actually adding an easy $2,000 to $3,000 just in the first few weeks from starting, because we're able to reignite and we're able to get referrals straight in and to be able to turn that on autopilot so then you can focus on all the other steps. But let's also say in the launch platform, what we need to be able to do is you've created your new coaching system, you've created your new sales funnel, you've created your new content. Now what we need to be able to do is we need to be able to put this into a set of steps that can get this out into as many clients signing on board in a short amount of time. Then what we can do, and this is kind of a little bit more of a ninja advanced tactic, is once we've done that, how can we replicate those proven set of steps that work? And how do we use that for every time you have a new product, a new program, a new service? How can you replicate these proven set of steps so you can have new customers and clients coming on board in a very short period of time? And then it's just a rinse and repeat process. Now, there is a lot there for you to be able to do, but it is very easily to be able to get done in under 90 days. And that's the challenge. That's what we're doing right now. So you've got your content system, you've got your social media down, you've got your website, then you've got your leak-free sales funnel. Then we know we can create our client sign-on process. We've got clients signing on, we create the client coaching system. Then you create the launch platform so you have a boost of sales very quickly, and you're able to continue that process on as it keeps going and working for you. That is what you need to be able to follow through. I'm literally laying this out right now for you to be able to copy. So here is the deal. This is literally right now the best time to get all of this set up. And why we do it in under 90 days is because we want this to be a sprint. I want you to go, right, I'm going to pin my ears back, I'm going to get this up and running, and I'm going to create a huge amount of change, because there is no need for this to take months or even years, what I see so many times. Like trainers being, look, I've been at this for 2 to 3 years and they're still struggling. They're not getting traction. Let's do this in a sprint, and then you're going to be able to use what's needed after this to then really catapult and take those more advanced steps after. So just as I've shown you, you're literally going to be able to go from nothing to attracting, to then signing on new clients, to then delivering great results in under that 90-day time frame. Or if you've already started your fitness business and your online fitness business, what we can do is we can use these 7 steps to add the rocket skates to it. So then we're going to be able to have a bigger and steadier stream of new clients and profits from there as well. So you can see why it works for those 2 scenarios. Now, if you've really been bouncing around trying to do a bunch of different things, you've been writing some blog posts, or you shot some videos, you've done some Facebook ads, maybe you tried Instagram, and you've probably done the 101 other things and so many tactics people are trying to force down you to do, but they're not truly understanding the strategy in which you need to be able to follow. Because look, it's just like someone trying to lose weight. You cannot give someone a cookie cutter diet and workout plan and expect them to get optimal results. They need a plan designed to suit their body, their metabolism, their hormonal environment, their psychology, and even their lifestyle. And it's exactly the same with you and your fitness business as well. You need to be able to understand the strategy at what's hand, and then it's simply understanding what steps do you need to take from here to get to there. And it's simply a map that we need to be able to do. So what I've done is I've opened up some time slots where I will personally get on a Skype consultation that will be free. And this is the thing, there are only a limited number of spots available for this. There's only one of me, and I'm running a few different businesses. I have a family, and I do enjoy trying to live a life as well. So I can't have too many of these times open. So there is a limited number of spots. So I don't want you to twiddle your thumbs and miss out on this. So you can click on over to Chris Dufay, that's Chris, DUFEY.com/pro circle. Then what you're going to be able to do is you'll see how the exact 90-day program, how it's all outlined for you, and that's where you're going to be able to apply for your free consultation as well. So if you do want to start talking about that map, where I'm personally going to sit down with you, I'm going to find out exactly what's going on, how your business is currently set up, what you've been doing, and then where you want to go, so then we can start piecing that map together. That is what I'm more than happy to do. So head on over to chrisdufay.com/pro circle. Don't twiddle your thumbs, because these spots are definitely going to fill up, because there are a lot of people listening when I get this out there, and there's only a few spots there. But really, I want you to use this. This is about putting these 7 steps into action, getting the results in under 90 days, and then being able to further catapult what you need to be able to do. So I want you to take action for yourself, step up for yourself, make sure you follow through, stop making excuses, and just get on with it, because you can do it. I promise you, you can. So go out, get it done. And as always, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in next week's episode. And I'm hoping that when you do come to next week's episode, that you have taken some huge leaps and gains. Adios, amigo. Thank you so much for being here. And if you've liked this episode, please share it out and make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss out. Now, to really get the most out of you being here, go to turningproacademy.com/start here. There you can get access to the free coaching guide. So if you want to know how to double or triple your clients in just a few weeks, or if you want to start and grow your online business, be sure to head on over to turningproacademy.com/start here to get free access to it now. And as always, I'm so thankful for you being here, and I'm really looking forward to you joining next week in the new episode.